In this video, let's start looking into one of the tool within XRM toolbox named as Field Creator. Now I've already installed the Field Creator tool within XRM toolbox. Now, if you are installing it for the first time, you can navigate to the tool library, search for Field Creator, and make sure that you have selected proper filtering option, and then you just click on Field Creator, install it, and then uh, you will be able to use this particular application. Now, Field Creator XRM Toolbox plugin used to bulk create dynamic field via import of a CSV. So let's see what this tool does. Now I'll connect to one of the environment. So Girish Dev is the environment. Now I have a set of tables. Now here, uh, this particular application will give you a sample template. I can upload the CSV, I can submit, export results, and I can get all this information. Now let's pick up a specific table. So I have this airlines, I have aircraft model, I have destination cities. So let's pick up airlines table. Okay, so if I go to airline core solution, and if I go to the tables, go to airlines. Now this is my table. Now the name of the table, the logical name of the table is gcorp underscore airlines. One thing we need to remember that. And also I'll be adding columns. Now why, what is the importance of this tool is, if you want to add a column at once or in bulk, you can go ahead and do that. Now we have an option to create a column just by clicking on columns, new column, specifying the data type and adding that record. But think about it, like if you have say 200 columns for a specific table, then it will be too tedious and time consuming. Now for that, what we will do first is, we will just, I'll just show you one example and then you can do the rest for other data type. Now with the example of this tool, first thing, let me download the sample template, because we don't know what template does this tool accept. So it's field creator underscore template dot xlsx. So let's save this template downloaded, and we'll open the template. Now the template will show you various options. Okay, now if you read the template, there is a sample sheet and then there is a readme sheet. Now readme sheet will give you information about what are the different field types, entity, field label, schema name, description, and all those things, what is required for a different field type. So if your field type is a single line of text, you may need to specify, you can specify max length, or if you say a decimal type or a number type, you can specify the max value, min value, and all those for different type, like option set, global option set. So there are a set of instructions which are already specified over here. Now if you go to sample, here we have different uh, values, like say if your data type is of option set, if your data type is of some currency or date and time, then use this value. Now just for the sake of this demo, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just use a simple uh, single line of text, or maybe multiple lines of text, but I'll just pick up single line of text, and the rest all is similar for others options. So if you see, if you want to update single line of text, you need to specify the max length, and if you scroll here, there's no other field to specify. But if you are using an option set, you need to specify other things. You need to specify the option set and then specify the option set value, just by like segregating between different options. So these all things you can do. Now for time being, I will just get rid of all this values, delete it, and I will just delete this two records as well, and we'll just put a single line of text. I'll show you how to fill this. If you can fill it for one, you can do it for others as well. Entity schema name. Now here we need to specify the schema name. Now the schema name for our system is, we need to just specify the schema name. So copy schema name for the table, go to your Excel, Let me close the other Excel, and this is the schema name. Field label, which name you want in the field label. I will just say uh, main hub is just the field name. Field schema name. Here we need to specify the publisher name, so gcorp underscore, and then I will just call it as main hub. So this you can make up depending on what is the display name which you are using. Whether it is required, yes, I'll say it's required. Solution unique name. Now the solution unique name is depends on what solution you use. So if I go into say the solution airline score solution here, now as you see this is the name of the airline core solution. So airlines core solution. If I go to edit details, I can see airlines core solution as the name of the solution. And you want to put some description, say this field will store hub detail. Whether you want to turn on the audit, I'll say yes, turn on the audit. Max length, I'll put 350. And I believe that's it. There's nothing else. And then I can put another row of record, but for time being, I will just keep the schema ready and I'll close the schema. And now if I go back to the table, airlines, go to columns, and we'll see whether this code works, this template works correctly or not. So we have downloaded the sample template, we have updated the sample template, we have added one row. You can add multiple row. I will just go to browse, downloads, field creator results, and I'll click on submit. Now it says CSV helper header validation exception, header with the name field type was not found. If you're expecting some headers to be missing and want to ignore this validation, set the functionality. We have received an error because now what has happened is like when we downloaded the sample template was in the form of XLSX. Now if you see the expected result, it is in the form of CSV. So make sure that once you download this, you need to save this as a CSV file. So let me save it as a CSV comma separated value file. Click on save. The selected file type does not support workbook that contain multiple sheets. So let me file save as, say, comma delimited. Click on save. Click OK. So I have just saved this as a CSV file. So it has given me the warning. That's fine. Let's go back and then go to downloads and then refer. Now click on submit. The file is currently locked. Now this is also an important error because if your file is open, this will not be able to process it. Let's go ahead and close this file. Do a second round, click on submit, and then it will start processing the attribute. Now these are the set of errors which I've encountered when I started using this utility for the first time. So something needs to be correct. So it says now the entity with a name gcorp underscore airline with name mapping logical was not found in the metadata cache. Now as you see over here, this is a schema name, right? Now if I click on OK over here, go back to the CSV file which I have just created. Now let me open the CSV file. Now here in the CSV file it says entity schema name. So we have taken the schema name, but if we change this to just a logical name, so I'm just changing this to a logical name, close this, browse, same file, downloads, CSV file, now submit, and now it will, an attribute with the specified name main hub already exists for entity gcorp underscore airlines. So I think it has already uh, existing. So let's go back again to the CSV file, and now we will create some different name. So instead of say main hub, say I will call it as main hub airport, and I will just say main hub airport. Now this should work perfectly fine. So I'll say, oh, this is an error. So let me refresh this, browse, then go to downloads, CSV, submit, and will start processing that particular field. Now we have encountered lots of error. Now these are the errors I just showed you. This may happen. The first error what has happened is first we downloaded the template, which was in an XLSX format. Then we started uploading the XLSX output. It didn't work. It asked for CSV. Then we uploaded the CSV. Once we uploaded the CSV, it complained that the schema name does not match. Now scheme, it was not technically a schema name, it should be a logical name. And once you do that logical name correction, you submit it, you should be able to see the result. Now here, once you submit the result, it says success, and you can export the results. Exporting result will generate a results file which will just show you how many records you have uploaded. Now this is just the same message which will show. Now I've just given you one example, but then if you have multiple columns to be created, you can just go ahead and create that. There are some steps involved to understand this application, so make sure that you first do a sample demonstration like what I did, and once you do that one pass, you should be good with all other fields data type. Now just to verify, if I go into the columns of that specific airline record, I should be able to see the main hub airport field. So let me just scroll down, and here I should be able to see the record main hub airport which I've just created. And from now onwards, I can start adding multiple columns of different data type and then use this tool. So that's it, folks. This is how you basically use this tool to add multiple records, multiple columns structure for a specific table. So when you're starting a new project, and if you have say 10 tables with 250 fields, make sure that you use these kind of tools so that you can upload all the content at once without getting into the manual way of uploading the contents. Thanks for watching.